Welcome to Palm Springs, California, America's foremost desert resort. In the heart of the Coachella Valley, only 105 miles from Los Angeles. Playground of the stars, where the jet set comes to rest. Beautiful hotels, exquisite leisure living. A great place to play and relax, a smog-free, carefree home away from home. It's not all good health and good times in Palm Springs. Like many American cities, they're having problems with growth and inflation here, and people problems too, at least with some of their elderly. What's that you say? Palm Springs has problems? It does indeed, and the biggest problem is growth. Palm Springs is in the middle of the Coachella Valley, where the population is 125,000, and some say it will reach 700,000 in the next 5 years. That may or may not happen, but Palm Springs has picked up at least 10,000 permanent residents since 1970 and is adding about 3,000 people a year. There are now 31,000 full-time residents here, twice as many as in 1960, and seasonal population reaches as high as 100,000. The growth shows no signs of slowing. It is also causing a housing shortage, which is pushing rent and real estate prices in the direction of the blue desert sky. Rent starts at $245 a month for a one-bedroom, but you can't find much at that price. The same goes for home buying. Prices begin at $40,000, but you better have some time on your hands if you expect to find something in that range. The housing situation is but one of the symptoms of inflation here. Retail prices are as high or higher than anywhere else. Entertainment is by no means cheap. Even exercise costs, and you better have your own transportation because though they're trying to improve it, the Palm Springs bus system is a tough way to get around. Palm Springs is just not the place it was 10 years ago. Now, besides being a place for high rollers to have high times, Palm Springs, through the years, has been a place to retire. Not just for the rich, but for the middle class, too. That may be coming to an end.
You got to have some finances in order to be able to retire properly. The hard-working man who works hard can't retire too easy unless he has some other way of getting some money or income.
About 15% of Palm Springs' 30,000 residents are elderly and retired, and about half of them are not what you'd call rich. Those who are not rich are living on Social Security, pensions, or both. Some have nest eggs as bonuses, some do not. And those who don't have independent savings, and especially those confined to the Social Security dole, are beginning to feel the pinch. Some have turned to an elderly nutrition program, 1 meal a day, 5 days a week, 50 cents a meal. And some are embittered.
This is becoming an affluent society where they just don't want senior citizens, and they don't give them anything either. They have to fight hard to get anything they want.
Dr. J. Lee Duke, a Ph.D. in gerontology, works as a volunteer with the elderly of Palm Springs. She's objective about this situation, but admits that growth is taking its toll.
There's a limited number of spaces available, I think apartments, that a person on a fixed income could afford. And those go very rapidly. And you can't, you can live away a little ways away, but if you're on a fixed income and you're retired, you're going to have a problem with mobility. Food, I think, is rather expensive. I've gone around to all the markets, and they seem to vary a little bit, but you have to really shop. That requires, again, easy mobility, getting from one place to another. And I think it's just expensive to buy food. It costs a lot. The town is developing rapidly. There's fantastic growth. And when that happens, the city has to be thinking about other people, not just the tourists and not just the senior citizens who have retired here.
No, Palm Springs is no longer the place it used to be, and the city is at a pivotal point. Palm Springs can continue to evolve while taking care of all of its citizens and correct the neglect that's beginning to show. Or Palm Springs can pursue its present course without regard to those who can't keep pace and forever be a place where only cash talks. Doug McAllister, News 8 on the Move, Palm Springs.